And Dave, one of the things that we always joke about is that we have these interview Olympics when we hire people because we're so clear that we want to make sure that we hire people who fit, who share those values, and who can be authentic about that. Can you say more about?
Yeah, so when I joined the company, and we were much smaller way back when, in the late 90s, I probably spent, a good 50 hours interviewing with virtually everybody on our executive team, our board members. I even met with a parent of a child at one of our locations. That experience holds true for lots of people who join us because, like you, we're interviewing, of course, not only for skill set, but for cultural fit. And the cultural fit piece, which is probably higher in the equation than the skill set, because a lot of people out there have the skills we need, but fewer people have the ability to fit into our culture. That's where this interview Olympics concept and meeting multiple people really plays out, and I think pays dividends.
Being an organization that is in the business of helping other employers advance their work in this space, it's really critical that we do that authentically, not just so that we can be authentic and true to our mission externally, but really ultimately so that we can continue to be the special place that we've endeavored to be from the outset internally. And I'll tell you personally, the thing that gets me most about being at Bright Horizons, and the thing that we're proudest about, we're proud of being a great place to work, being recognized by the Great Place to Work Institute for many years. The thing that makes me the proudest is when people say Bright Horizons feels like my family. That when I've had a crisis, or I'm concerned, or there's something happening in my life, that I know I can rely on my family members to really help me solve it. They make a difference in my life. It has meaning to me, and I don't feel like I'm just an employee. I feel like I really belong to a family. Our original mission was really built around nurturing great outcomes for young children who are being educated in our child care centers. We've now added this suite of educational solutions where we're not dealing with young children, we're dealing with employees and their children. Yeah. We've got a consulting practice, we have a backup business, but what's changed is our business. What hasn't changed are our heart principles.
Yeah, I think what we've in fact done as we've broadened the company, as Dan says, it's a different company today than it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago. But what we've leveraged is the core values, the core of the culture of who we are. And if you think about where we started, and as I said earlier, we couldn't possibly be successful in the work we're doing for leading companies unless we were a leading employer ourselves. It's those relationships that have allowed us to leverage into the other services. And many of the folks who've grown up with us have become leaders in the other services that we've developed. So the whole thing really comes together. I firmly believe that ultimately the most leverageable asset that we have is our culture. It is our competitive advantage.